Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is The Thunder Show, better known as WLTV, the internet's 17th most popular vino extravaganza. And today is Laid Back Friday. Mott, has it been a month since we've been on the coziest couch of all time?
It's been a long time.
And today's show we're going to be doing is the beginning of a series of wines. I've got all of next week's shows lined up behind you, Mott, and I'm not kidding. We're going to be doing wines on Michigan. You know, I had all these people send me out wines, and I promised to do it, so we're going to do wines from Michigan, and pomegranate wine, and wines from Kirkland, the Costco private label, you see that, and, you know, North Carolina, and all sorts of stuff, and I'm really excited about doing that. And today we're starting with two wines from Texas, because that's how we do here on WLTV. I'm excited about trying these two wines from Sunset Winery in Texas on Laid Back Friday. We will get in today. I'm sporting the Grant Kessman beard. Look it up. And I will not be shaving it until the New York Jets, your New York Jets, win a football game. Which, by the way, on this Friday, I am predicting is going to be this Sunday against the stinking Redskins. 14-13, New York Jets pick up win number 2. As a matter of fact, because it's Kellen Clemens' first start of this long, beautiful career he's about to start, I'm going to be happy, but that's going to be it. I'd actually prefer losses the rest of the way because I want to be right there front and center on draft day. You'll be seeing me point to my head. That's my move. Patent. Anyway, we've got these two wines. I'm really excited about it. I want to give a huge shout out to the Vaynerchicks in Monterey. They wanted a big shout out. You got it. Anybody else that wants a shout out, you know how to get me, email me. There's lots of different ways to do that here. And there's a new thing to friend me up on. I know how much you love to friend me up, but it's a little bit more professional, so let me do this a la that guy who took over the show the other day, Sir Gary. My profile over here now allows you to link me up in LinkedIn. Lots of professionals have been asking to, you know, Gary, do you have a LinkedIn profile? I get a lot of them, and we have fun in there. It's a lot more serious, and we do some serious wine stuff in there. So if you have a LinkedIn account, if you want to go corporate with me, you know, a lot of people want me to motivationally speak. That's my real calling. I want to go over Herm Edwards. Herm, me. Anyway, we've set that up for you over here. I really hope you do that. Had a great time in Virginia yesterday speaking at the new internet. It's always fun for me to speak because I like it, clearly. Other than that, not too much. Really looking forward to next week. Shows. We've got some good stuff. Again, a lot of different kind of topics. I want to thank everybody for the beautiful, wonderful, heartwarming comments to the answer to why they watch this show. The reason I do this show is because you guys are the best. And I'm not even kidding. I will take my fan base over anybody's. Colbert? Yeah, he's got 1,000,002 people in a group in Facebook, but we've got 1,600 Vaniacs in that group. Mott, link it up, because that's what we do on The Thunder Show, and let's drink some pink wine. We are starting today's show with Sunset Winery Pink Rainbows. And we've driven on the Pink Rainbows a couple times with the Skittles in our mouth on My Little Pony, so we enjoy that. It's a rosé of Chenin Blanc from the Texas High Plains, 11.5 alcohol content, $14 US, in honor of our good friend Richard Todd. And really great story on the back about the 2-year-old that saw the pink rainbows, and the grandma said, you know, I can't look at it right now, and she said, no, get your ass over here. So I think that's kind of cool. It's always fun. This is not even almost pink. It's almost more of a copper, kind of orange-esque aspect going on here, so I'm excited about trying this. And let's see what's going on. I've got a new Vaniac glass, Mott, that was sent over to me, and on the back it says, changing the wine world whether they like it or not. So that's a lot of fun. You don't have to zoom in on that, it's no big deal. Hope the fans believe me at home. There you go. Nice. Anyway, let's give this wine a sniffy sniff, because that's what we do on WLTV. So it comes across with like a nice sour cranberry kind of component on the nose. Not too intense, not too over the top on the nose. Little hints of maybe, the cranberry is pretty much the most obvious thing for me. There's almost a grapefruit component, maybe like the ruby red grapefruit component coming through on the nose as well. I'm also getting a subtlety of like a, some sort of garnish. I want to go with oregano kind of coming through. Very subtle though. Let's give it a whirl. dryness component to it, but there's also a good little feel of some sugar action. Dry sugar, dry sugar. You know, it's kind of one of those things. It's probably going to be too sugar-fied for most of you there at home. It does definitely have a lot of California White Zinfandel characteristics, yet clearly a little bit more serious. It's really, it tastes exactly like, to me, taking half of a Beringer White Zin and taking half of a Languedoc Rosé, dry, bone dry, and mixing them together. Rosé punch. You know you like to drink it, and that's kind of where I'm at with this wine. For $14, I just don't see this as a buy. I think this wine's in the range of an 82, 83 point wine, a little too sugar-fied for me, not really changing my life, but a really sweet story, and more importantly, I think their biggest selling wine at the winery. So, you know, there's a lot of people that like this kind of beverage, and I see why, because, you know, it's got some delicious factors. But for me, my personal preference, taste, I'm going to give the wine a pass. Let's move on. 12 days to my birthday. It's my Uncle Joseph's birthday. 12 days doesn't give a lot of people a lot of time. What do I want? You know what? I'm going to save a lot of people a lot of angst, and I'm going to tell you exactly. You know, a lot of you have been emailing me, and I really appreciate this. It's, you know, way too much about what I want for my birthday, and I'm going to answer you very quickly. Actually, I have a little trick up my sleeve for what I want for my birthday. We'll do that, not next week, but probably the following week. But the real thing, if you really do want to get me something like a lot of people want to, donate some money to charity in my name. That would be tremendous. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to you, and it would mean a lot to somebody else. So if you want to do anything for me, like a shocking, you know, I could have probably bought the Jets if I asked everybody to jump in and give $10. But, you know, charity under my name would be sweet. That would be really lovely. Anyway, getting into the mushy mode, sorry. Sunset Winery, Twilight Tango. It's getting a little sexy in here. Malbec 2004. Newsom Vineyards, 14% alcohol, 50% American, new American oak. It's aged in, and 50% neutral French oak for a 2-year span. Really interesting way to make Malbec. $25 US Malbec from Texas. As a commercial guy, you know, it's not the most commercial product on paper I've ever heard, but a lot of good buzz about this wine, so I'm excited to see what it's got going on. I'm giving it a little bit of a whirl. Let's give it a little bit of a sniff. Got a pretty nose. It's got some really nice elegance, a lot of explosive raspberry, dark, chewy kind of, you know those round chocolate candies that, like, they've got like little nuts on the outside and they come in that gold wrap in a box? You know, those, it's got a little bit of that going on. Little bit of an extracted Shiraz type character on the nose. It really feels, and almost like a peppermint spearmint kind of component. So definitely a wine that I would not guess blind as a Malbec based on the nose. No way, no how. Let's give it a whirl. This is interesting. Pretty solid. Only 120 cases made of this wine. It's got a nice grip, good mouthfeel, nice lushness, nice solid finish, not too bad at all. Little one-dimensional, definitely too oaky for me. Yeah, the oak monster is showing up twice, in the beginning and on the finish, so that's scaring me. A little taken back, but I can handle the oak monster. I've known him a long time. I know how to deal with him. But it's there. Neil Newsom planted, what, it's 2 acres. He had 2 acres in Malbec several years ago. He was inspired, wanted to do it. I think it was in good reason. There's a lot of good things going on in this wine. My recommendation is maybe tone down on the new oak at all, because I think it really is masking some very vibrant and exciting Malbec flavors in here that really have me questioning, does this area in Texas have the ability to make serious Malbec? Now, here's my problem. This wine is $25 US. I've had a lot of over-oaked, Malbecs from Argentina for $8 US. So it's very difficult for me to recommend this wine. Does this wine show potential if done in a little bit of a different way? For my palate, this is only me. And you know what? Everybody watching, don't listen to me. You want to try your own thing. Unless every wine that you've ever had that I've liked or hated, we've matched up on, then I think we're peas in a pod. We might be in love. But for me, and that's the key, this is always about my opinion, and I never want you to base your opinions on this, but for me, you know, it's a wine that I struggle with because there's just too many options in the price category that I know I can get far superior wine. Really, with my skill set of knowing wine, just kidding, but really, I think I can find 2 Malbecs for this price that I will enjoy even more than this wine. So that's where I really get worried about, you know, getting behind this wine, or, you know, giving this wine a good score, or promoting this wine out to people and saying, go out and try this. I'm going to give this wine a pass as well. This is about an 85, 86 point wine to me, but shows potential. I think the Oak Monster got the best of it. I think the fruit gets a little fake there. There's a couple of things, but the potential, and this reminds me a lot of Argentinian Malbec 10 years ago. The potential was there. It's been realized in Argentina, and I've got to tell you something. I'm really looking forward to hitting Michigan and North Carolina and all those other places, because hitting Texas today with these 2 wines, and obviously there's a lot of different representations, and I don't want all the Texas heads to come out like the Virginia heads came out and said, oh, look, now everybody, no. These 2 wines. This is not a blank statement on Texas, though on Thanksgiving we're going to whip you, Cowboys. Clemens is going to outstage Romo, and you know I'm right. Deal with it. Anyway, I'm not blanket statement the entire area, but these 2 wines, you know, for me are overpriced, and that's the real issue. The wines are fine, good solid wines. There's an overpricing issue at hand, and not because they're overpriced per se, but there's a competitive landscape out there for wines today. We all know, we've done a lot of episodes together. There is obnoxious amounts of very high quality wine under $15, and off the top of my head, there are hundreds, if not thousands, and you know what, it is thousands, if not tens of thousands of wines that are better than these wines in their categories with price points lower than this. All in all, good effort from Texas. Well, let me rephrase that. Good effort from Sunset Winery, which is representing Texas today. But hopefully we'll do some more shows, and maybe we'll find a real steal or sleeper from T-Town, as I like to call it. But I'm excited to be back in the comfy chair. Thank you everybody who's sending out pictures of the wristbands. There is a group that sent some rad pictures on Facebook of all the different Vaniac t-shirts. That was sweet ass. Other than that, missing everybody. Have a phenomenal weekend. Question of the day is this. Very simply, cheese or no cheese on your burger? Just put cheese or no cheese. Should I ask a different question today? Yeah, I'm going to ask a different question today. I want to. Do you like Aquaman? Because you, with a little bit of me and the whole Vayner Nation, we are changing the wine world. Holy crap! Mott, make sure that on the last scene it fades out, but then we come back to this. Because this is actually going to take a couple of minutes. People will notice that there is lines in there. Don't edit this out either, Mott. We're leaving it all in. I wanted to do a surprise for you guys, but I got all pumped with the finish. You know, I like the grand finish. This is the Chiretto Barolo, and you may remember this wine now from what? Tuesday, right? What? Wednesday, then we missed Thursday. This is the $140 Chiretto Barolo, the 96 pointer. And I thought it would be interesting, because one, I have no memory, so, you know, I forgot about the tasting notes or how we thought about it. But I've been letting this wine breathe. The first day I let it breathe the whole night, then I put the cork back in for the last 2 days, and I just wanted to see, does a monster $140 bottle of wine, you know, keep its complexity after 3 days opening? I've found a lot of these wines to do a great job later on, and I'm just curious to see how this wine does. So we're getting right back into it. You know, I thought this would be a lot of fun. A lot of people very curious about what happens with wine over time. Here we go, an exact bottle, the exact wine from the other day. 3 full days later, one day completely open, no decanter, but completely open. The next 2 days with the cork in, and let's see what the wine's doing. On the nose, there is a big burnt rubber component coming through. There's some sour cherry, a little bit of hints of luscious chocolate, really nice. Dark chocolate though. Let's give it a whirl. Really interesting. Almost a gasoline kind of component as well. So I don't remember that being in there, so I think that's where it's changing a little. Let's give it a whirl. Still obnoxiously strong in the mouthfeel. I get a really nice fungus kind of mushroomy component, mixed in with some nice little hints of dirt. Very beautiful. A little bit of real sour cherry. So it's sour cherry, mushroomy, little hints of dirt, clean soil dirt, like dirt. You know, beautiful mushrooms. It still has tremendous tannins, like a rock. This wine is just like, what? It's like you know, it's like punch me directly, like Mayorga against Trinidad. That was insane when Trinidad was a much bigger puncher. Just stood there and said, punch me in my face. And he ate it like a burger with cheese on it. And this wine has the tannin and the structure that I think if we go back to it a week from today, which we may, let's keep it fun, may still be going along because this has great tannins, great structure, great polish, and is drinking like a 94, 95 point wine right now. Beautiful. Wine is tough. You, me, wine world. Have a great weekend.